So welcome to your Monday night Fulham Fix, the fortnightly show, all about Fulham for you guys, the fans. And as it is our first episode, we're joined by a couple of very special guests. To my left, the one and only Fulham legend, Sean Davis. How you doing, Sean?
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you're reading your intro that I wrote for you.
Yeah.
Have I spelt legend right?
You've highlighted my name, which is good.
Oh yeah, just want to make sure.
Perfect.
Make sure.
Yeah.
And surely future Fulham legend, our number 23, Mr. Joe Bryan. Joe, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good stuff. This is the first ever Monday night Fulham Fix. How do you feel?
I'll let you know if you invite me back.
Okay. Yourself?
Very excited.
Very excited.
Match day nerves.
Match day. Okay, don't worry. It's going to be absolutely fine. We're going to be great. First up, Joe, I think a lot of Fulham fans are going to want to get an injury update from you. For some reason, not much was said around your injury. I certainly couldn't find much information. So tell us what's happening with you right now.
I just took a knee. Right in the back.
Right.
And it just went into spasm. Bruise, horrible. Couldn't really walk or move for about a week. And yeah, back training now, so we'll see.
You're back to training.
Yeah,
so is there
back full training last week, so I've had 3 or 4 days good training in me.
So is there a chance that you will be available for Friday?
Hopefully, depending on how I react in the next few days, how we're training.
So that's quite a small injury then. It's not. It wasn't the. It's always gutting.
Small
I can
injury,
imagine for a
but
player to miss a couple of games.
Small injury, but probably the most painful I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, I've broke my leg and stuff, and this was absolutely.
Why
agony.
was it so painful? Is it
You
just?
must have had back spasms.
Yeah, it's not nice.
They're horrible.
I've got up in the morning and think, oh my God, I'm not going to train today, but somehow they can get you right. But if it's really bad, there's not much you can do for it really, apart from lay down, I suppose.
Cocodamol, diazepam.
Really?
Yeah.
Hot and cold baths or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. Tried everything.
I suppose a bit of laying down. Is there ever a moment of you that think at least I get to lie down for this one? You know, get a week of chilling out. No.
No, because when the team's
Exactly what
out
we
there
want here. Yeah.
playing, it's frustrating, isn't it? Especially when you're sat at home.
Injuries are a new thing for you, pretty much, aren't they? Because I think last season was that your first professional injury? Was it?
Well, I've had niggles and little sort of 2 weekers, but
you're out for a fair few games last season.
Yeah, 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Oh, that must have been so frustrating for you.
It's one of them where I tore my hamstrings. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like accepting. Whereas with this, it's like it's just a kick. So pain-wise, I've just got to wait for it to settle down.
Yeah.
Whereas if you tear your hamstring and they show you a scan and it's like you can't play, you can accept it.
Yeah. And Sean, you had your fair share of injuries. Is that fair to say? How did you go with those?
Mine was mainly the knee. I done my knee early on at Fulham actually, the medial, and then I went to join Spurs, and obviously I'd done the lateral. Then I'd done my cartilage, then I had a meniscus, then everything. So never pulled a hamstring because I wasn't quick enough. Never really pulled a groin. Never done it. It was just the right knee that caused me probably most of the problems. And the thing with knees, it's hard to come back. The surgeons were class. The rehab wasn't too great on the first operation, so I think that's what held me back. And it's just the long-term ones are hard because if there's not too many long people in the gym, you're kind of training by yourself. You're watching everyone train. You're missing out on the team banter. You don't feel a part of it. So that's probably the hardest thing to take.
Yeah. Right. Well, moving on. Okay, we're going to do something called our Big Three. This is the part in the show where we look back at the Big Three talking points from the last couple of weeks in the world of Fulham. Okay. So the first thing was bouncing back after a big defeat. Getting a clean sheet, getting a win away was a pretty tough ground to go to. How important was that result for the team after the Hull beating?
Yeah, massive. It's massively disappointing when you lose a game like that at home in front of the fans. So it's good that the team could bounce back with a gritty performance.
And for yourself, have you? What's the biggest defeat that you've ever had?
I remember being at Portsmouth and actually. I joined Portsmouth from Spurs in January and we were bottom of the league. And it got to about March, April, and we went away to Birmingham, who were just one place above us, and they beat us 5-0.
Yeah.
So we come off that pitch thinking we're down here.
Yeah.
It's no chance. But lucky enough, we had Pedro Mendes in the team that year. He's got a couple of worldies, got a few results, and then it's all about keeping the momentum.
And did you find that the next game you got a better result?
Yeah, we had the whole dressing down, the whole watching the tape,
Running
and who's doing this, who's done that wrong. And to be fair, the staff can say what they want, but I think if you've got a good bunch of lads, you kind of get together outside of the staff. We got together and we said, listen, what's going right? What do we think's wrong? And then you know, we worked our socks off, and luckily we stayed up that year. But it is difficult, especially when you lose by a big score like that.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't really. I mean, you obviously you were out in the whole game quite early on. So, is that a weird feeling for you then, or does it still hurt as much to see it happen?
Hurts more, I reckon. Well, not more, but it's still
because you weren't
still,
able
you
to
can't,
play
you
your
can't
part.
help. Yeah, I'm lying there in the physio room with ice on my back.
Yeah,
can't really move, and you can't help. You can't do anything. So,
but more importantly, we got a win. We got a clean sheet as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an incredible way to bounce back. Obviously, exactly what Fulham needed. Talking point number 2, Marek Rodak clean sheet. Now, not many of us fans know much about Marek Rodak. You train with him, obviously.
Yeah.
You've played with him now a few times. What's he like as a keeper?
Weirdo.
He's weird.
He's a weirdo. As a keeper, really good.
Okay, what's he like as a person?
Weirdo. Yeah.
Why is he weird?
All keepers are weird.
Yeah. Well, I've had a few weird goalkeepers. Very, very.
Name and shame.
David James is the strangest goalkeeper, but get on with him great. Van der Sar was quite strange.
Yeah. When we say
very
straight,
professional. They're just their own. It's like their own little. They do their own
union,
things.
Don't they?
Yeah, their own. It's like goalkeepers' union, and they always stick together.
They train on their own.
Yeah.
You've got to be quite special type of character. Let's call it special type of character to train on your own every day.
And what's his? I'm just fascinated now. I didn't know it was like this. And what's his weirdest quirk, Marek Rodak's then?
Don't know.
No?
No, I don't know. I can't reveal.
You can't reveal. So is he very verbal when playing? What sort of keeper is he?
Yeah, just loud. Good. He's very good with his feet. Good shot stopper. Yeah.
And how was he after the sending off against Middlesbrough? Because that's obviously very tough for him.
He's very
step up
confident.
like that.
He's very confident. He doesn't. Nothing knocks him. Nothing, which is
really
brilliant in a young keeper. Nothing knocks him. He doesn't really. He'll just be like, so first thing he said was, "Sorry, lads, my fault."
And he took it that well. It didn't get in his head or on it. So you always worry about something like that, sort of getting under their skin and getting into their heads and affecting their performance. But he came straight back, and like I said, we've clean sheet against Birmingham. That's fantastic. And finally, our third big talking point of the last couple of weeks was the yellow card for Mitro. Sean, what's your thoughts firstly on the booking?
Reputation booking, I think.
Yeah.
Anyone else, I don't think they get booked there. I think it's because it's him. Certain players, have certain referees, and you kind of know what they're like, and kind of just, he's used to getting yellow cards. Let's just give him a yellow card. If it was the nicest guy on the pitch, you might have just, tapped him on the shoulder. Don't do that again. Watch out for the next one. And people say it doesn't happen, but it does.
Yeah,
it does. I played with certain people that you knew that if they did a foul, they're getting booked. Lewis Barmorte used to charge around all the time, and as soon as he makes one foul, he's getting booked. Michael Brown was the same. But he probably were bookings or red cards even more. But reputation does hold up a lot.
But have you spoken to him since the booking? Because obviously he misses the
he's been away. He's been away with Serbia. So
he misses the QPR game. But he openly said after it that he approached the youngster to basically say, "You've got blood on your face, stay down." I mean, I don't know. The thing is, most of it was off camera, so we didn't get to see it. What's your sort of take?
He plays on the edge anyway, doesn't he? He plays on the edge, which is what you want. You want your centre forward to put the centre halves under pressure. So you kind of half don't mind him getting a few yellow cards here, but that one, to me, just like it was nothing.
Yeah, but so frustrating for Fulham because it was such an important yellow card. He misses the QPR game, and a lot of fans, I think bit stupid really, but a lot of fans on Twitter are starting to write this match off, this QPR game, which I think is absolutely pointless. We have such a strong squad, so much depth as well, and surely this is the perfect opportunity now for a couple of players. Scott's always talking about other players coming in, stepping up. For you, who would you like to see perhaps step up?
There's a couple. You can put Bobby up there, put Abu in. I don't really know. It's obviously up to the manager.
Yeah.
But I know that whoever goes in, Abu's been training really well the last couple of weeks. So.
And he was unlucky as well not to get a goal against Birmingham.
So I don't think it's anything to panic too much about.
No.
For me,
I'm putting
I'll
play striker.
Yeah.
Would you play striker? Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No?
I played everywhere apart from striker, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you scored a few goals in your time.
I don't know if I could do the hold-up play. A bit small.
Yeah. You could be more like a sort of a Messi type, sort of nippy.
That's a big statement.
I mean, I'm not saying you'd actually be as good as Messi. I mean, it would be ironic if that entire time you're as good as Messi and we had you're playing in defence. But what about yourself? Who would you like to see
I like to see
step up?
Bobby.
Yeah?
I like to see Bobby. Technically very good.
Yeah.
Obviously, when he was at Bristol, he scored a lot of goals. I think it'll be a different kind of way of playing with him up instead of Mitro. Because obviously he kind of holds two centre halves, stays there. I think his movement, he's sharper, he's got more agility, and he needs a goal. Like I say, he's been unlucky. He's been in a few chances and not scored. This could be the game where he scores and then goes on a run and scores 10, 12 games. 10, 12 goals before the end of the season. So I'd definitely put, obviously, Abu, he's big, he's strong as well, and he works his socks off. So if Bobby runs his socks off and gets tired, you can always throw him on and cause some more problems. Yeah. It's a difficult game anyway because they've got some good players.
Yeah, they're doing, not very annoyingly for us, they're actually they're playing quite well, which is, we're so used to QPR, tend to be struggling a little bit more, but
they're quite.
It makes for a really good match.
I've watched them play a few times, and they're going forward. They're quite good, but hopefully that coming on to us, we can then play our stuff, because a lot of the time when you watch us play, a lot of teams drop off. So it goes to go. Tim Marine probably has the most touches out of everyone.
900 passes a game.
Yeah. So if someone's pressing and putting pressure on, then hopefully you can beat the press, and then it's 4v4, 3v4. So a lot more time, and I think the game will be up and down. I think it'll be a good game to watch.
It's definitely going to be a good game to watch. We're going to get a little bit more to the QPR game in just a moment. I'm going to touch on the whole performance one more time. I don't want to really. I'd love to just totally forget about it. But it was a really bad result, which a lot of people had us down to win. Were you in the dressing room after the game? Mm-hmm. How was the feeling in the dressing room?
Down, massively down. Everyone was gutted. It's not a big. We haven't got a big sort of shouty, loud dressing room. It's not sort of fights and kind of people digging each other out. It's more of a,
which is good. I mean, I suppose that's
sometimes there's a time and a place for it. But I think no one needs to be told that was not good enough. And I don't really know what happened, because obviously I was injured that week. But I know there was meetings and sort of went over the game and stuff. And they trained really hard, and obviously.
So what does Scott say after a result like that? Because he's got this reputation in the dressing room, certainly from what I've heard amongst the players, that to be quite inspiring when it comes.
Very inspiring. Yeah. He always leaves us sort of 5-10 minutes before from the final whistle to coming in. Obviously, because it's easy to get caught up in emotion and sort of and say things that you don't actually mean. Leaves it a few minutes and then comes in and never really shouts, screams. Just says sort of very helpful, important things that need to be said at the time.
That's refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Is it true? And we don't know if this is true. Again, this is sort of a rumor that we've heard, that he played a video to the squad of fans leaving early. Is that something? This is something we've heard. We don't know if this is true. So this is after the whole performance, to try and lift the players, to motivate them. He played a video of fans leaving the cottage early.
I mean, I wasn't in any of the meetings that week, so I was injured, but I'd be very surprised.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't comment. I don't really. I wasn't in any of the meetings.
So looking forward to our next match, it's a big one. Probably fair to say one of the biggest for our fans, our big London rivals QPR. Does the importance of a game like this to the fans get across to the players?
Any local derby. That's the kind of thing players want to play in those games, and obviously with how big social media is nowadays, everyone knows how big it is, and it does come across. Yeah,
and does it certainly with a number of players, maybe players in more international players from other countries, is there a way that's kind of stressed to them that this is it, this is bragging rights, this game, it's important that we really go out and dig in?
Not so much in the dressing rooms and stuff.
Do you think more of it comes from social media?
I think so. Most of it comes from social media and things across sort of Sky Sports and all that. But no, there's not much in the dressing room. It's more of a kind of it's another chance to win a game. Get 3 more points.
How are you feeling ahead of it? Because we're hoping that you will be starting on Friday. You'll be fit and ready to go. How do you feel?
I'm tired today. Training was hard.
Yeah?
Yeah, training was hard today.
Feeling a bit knackered?
No, not knackered. Yeah. No, I'm good. I feel ready, and I feel I'm good.
Now you had your fair share of London derbies as well. playing with Fulham and a number of teams. Tell us your memories. Now you just told me just before we started this. You've never lost to QPR.
Yeah,
do you know how much that makes me love you? That's huge, mate. That's huge.
Even at Loftus Road, I don't think we lost there.
Really?
Yeah, but like I said, we had some top players. And I mentioned a few, but we had some really top players. We had the top team, top manager at the time. It's always a nice game, especially when I go to watch a game, especially if it's a Friday night kickoff. It's different to a Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Friday nights at the cottage.
It's more atmosphere.
Yeah,
more atmosphere, especially now. Obviously, I know the stand. It sounds crazy that the stand's down, but then I think the crowd try and get behind them even more. It's even more packed.
Yeah,
in the free. So it's one that I'll be watching, thinking, I wish I was out there because it would be a good game. They're a good side. Normally when we're playing QPR, we're normally miles ahead of them, and so it's.
Well, I think a close game.
It means a lot more. It means a lot more, now I think so, and it's an important game. Obviously, you want to win all your home games. Like I say, when you're in a championship, games come thick and fast.
Yeah.
So the only good side of it is if you play Friday, then you got games Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's thick and fast in the championship. So you haven't got too much time to dwell on it. Like I say, if you do have a bad result.
You mentioned playing on a Friday night under the lights. How does that feel? What's the difference then between that and a 3 o'clock kickoff for you?
I don't really know. It's just different, isn't it? It's just it just feels a little bit different, a little bit more special. Any night kickoff, but Friday especially, there's just something I honestly can't explain it.
That's something almost like kind of romantic about it.
Maybe because you need Saturday and Sunday off.
You might get the weekend off.
Yeah, good result.
In your head, if you sort of plan,
a couple of days off.
Yeah.
But having said, I suppose if you lose your Friday night game, your weekend's kind of ruined. So you've got more incentive.
100%, especially if you've got the game on the Tuesday as well, which is nice. It's probably better if you haven't got a game till the following week.
You have to win.
Yeah, you have to win. You have to get the result.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll bounce back. I'm sure they will. Obviously, hope everyone from internationals come back fit.
Strong,
that's always the worry, when you have players going away on international duty, whether they come back, and then sometimes they don't come back till late, and then
long flights.
Yeah, long flights, and then some training. There's not that many players about, so the non-internationals that never used to go away. It used to be a long week when it was international week.
How do you guys find international break? Because for us fans. I mean, there's a few people that love international. I don't care much for international. I find it frustrating. I find the time we have away from Fulham games is just painful. Like a weekend without a Fulham game. The summer sucks for me. I can't cope not having Fulham games. How is it as players? If you're not on international, if you're not on those duties, is an international break a welcome thing? Does it slow down momentum?
It's nice to have 3 or 4 days off. If you win and you get given sort of Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, it's lovely. But that next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going into the weekend off, it's horrendous.
Really?
Training-wise, you just work. But it's good. It's good. It's not time to kind of rest and relax. It's time to get fit. That's how we see it here.
Yeah.
That's how the manager sees it, and I think it's good. We train very hard, but we also get some downtime. Yeah. It's nice to rest the mind away from focusing on games.
So it is perhaps you get that slight welcome sort of,
If there's an itinerary, if you're unsure with what days you're getting off or what's happening, you're not sure the week schedule, it can be a bit,
There's always rumours flying around.
Yeah, you can't, and then you get, then maybe always used to remember the manager might say, there's a carrot today, and that means like if the lads work their socks off, you can get a couple of days off.
Yeah.
So lads used to just literally put it in. But then you obviously, when everyone's away, you're training with the young lads as well. So they're being extra busy, they're flying around, so you have to work. Yeah. You have to work your socks off.
Right, okay.
We've got a couple. Harrison Reed's really bad for starting rumours as well.
Is he?
Like good rumours or bad rumours, he'll come in and he'll be like, we do this thing called the GA contest, which is just constant running until you drop.
That sounds awful.
He comes in and he goes, lads, I've heard it's a GAC on today. Knowing full well we're just having a normal session.
Really?
And then you know what dressing rooms are like, lads start like panicking and going, I don't really feel ready for a run. Things like that, and
Yeah, I used to start rumours. It's good to start rumours.
What sort of rumours did you start?
I can't mention them on here, sorry.
Really?
Yeah, they're too bad. But no, I know exactly what he's saying. If someone comes in, back in our day it used to be the bleep test. But,
yeah, we used to have the bleep test.
bleep test.
Is that showing our age that it was bleep test? Did you have the bleep
No,
test?
I think they've been that now.
Have they?
Yeah.
Or under Mickey Adams, we used to do the bridge run.
Oh, what's that?
So from here to Hammersmith, over, back through Barnes, back along, over Putney Bridge, through Bishop's Park. And then once you get back, then you have to do 6 round the pitches in 35 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrendous, especially for the young lads. And when we were young lads at the time, you had to be at the front.
Oh yeah,
it was
of course.
compulsory.
That must be the worst thing. Like, who's always last in you? What's the name of this test that you do?
Gacon.
The Gacon. Who's always? Can you?
Keepers are always last.
Are they?
Yeah.
The keepers get made to do it, do they?
Yeah, they have to get to a certain. They have to get to a certain level, then they're allowed to drop.
They're allowed.
I don't know who's always last.
Other than the keepers, can you reveal?
Marcelo was last before he left.
Was he?
Yeah, he was getting less than the keepers.
Oh, was he?
I can't remember. To be fair, we haven't done it since the first international break, I don't think.
I think one's probably due if Scott.
Yeah, I know.
Watching.
It sounds like it.
It's probably get them all back and ready after international. Maybe on Thursday.
Remember when we used to do the yo-yo test or the bleep test? You run.
Is that what the yo-yo test is? Is that what it is?
The beep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you used to just be looking across at the keepers, waiting for one to drop out, and as soon as one drops, bang, 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 3, 4, 5 lads just immediately drop out.
Just waiting for the keepers.
The first one to go.
Oh,
you kind of know where you stand though in the bleep test. You know, like when we was at Portsmouth, for instance, and Matty Taylor used to just be the last one to do it, like finish. Then just before him, Gary O'Neill, and I was kind of get to like 14 or something, and I'd think, well, I got 14 one last time. If I get 14-2, don't go too bad. Yeah, so you kind of tactically get it right.
Yeah, okay.
Still hard though, but just get through it, don't you?
Yeah.
So if there's a carrot there and you've got 2-3 days off, you push yourself a little bit harder, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
100%.
Just out of curiosity, who's always the last one standing at Fulham?
I know Bobby's very good.
Yeah.
But I've not seen him do any runs with the lads.
No.
Marlon Fossey is an animal. I've never seen anything like it. He's missed however many months. And I was doing hamstring rehab with him, like runs, and he was just absolutely caning me. Yeah. We were doing like 2-lap runs at the pitch in 2 minutes. And he was beating me by like 30-40 seconds.
He's got a lot of energy at that age,
I've never seen anything like it.
Stevie
Sessignon was the same as well. Yeah, it's just
Stevie's
run
good.
and run. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll get. I mean, you know, the older they get, the more.
Yeah.
The less
They'll learn.
Do a bit of
They'll
that.
learn you don't do that.
Yeah, preserve yourself a little bit.
You save it for the last lap.
Yeah. Another big game coming up for you in December is Bristol City as well. It's be the first time that you've played Bristol City. You left on such good terms as well. I remember the video that they actually released when we signed you was really such a lovely touch, because obviously there's so much bitterness sometimes when a loved player leaves.
Yeah.
But it was lovely. It was really nice. You left on great terms.
Dig at me.
What's your feelings? No, of course not, man. Of course not. What's your feelings going into that match?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Right. Okay.
The squad's very different now. Even in 12 months, I don't know a lot of the players that are playing. So
Right. That probably helps, right? It means you can detach a bit.
Yeah, I'm not really that bothered about playing against my mates. I like kicking my mates, so it's fun.
Sweet.
No, I've not really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah?
It'd be nice. I think going back to Ashton Gate later in the season, that'll be a little bit, because obviously it's the only real ground I've... But this game, no, I'm not really thinking about it too much yet.
And you've been sort of incredibly open and honest and quite rightly praised for talking about openly about the struggles from moving from Bristol City to Fulham, up sticks and moving elsewhere than playing in the Premier League. Has being so open and honest helped you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's what I say to people. Look, my things weren't that serious. I felt a little bit down. Fulham helped me with it.
Yeah.
So, like I said previously, for any young kid that just feels a little bit down, just because your issues don't seem that serious, just talk to someone. Just be open and talk.
Well, it's lovely that Fulham were there to help you, and lovely to have that. Because whether you meant it or not, it kind of makes you a role model in an age where I think it's becoming more and more important for the sort of mental health stigma to sort of to be sort of, I suppose, brushed aside. Because it wasn't long ago you were playing, but even then, no one really opened up about any of those sort of stresses and problems.
I think it was a sign of. I think many, or especially men, used to think it was a sign of weakness to say, you've got an issue, or something's up, or your feelings. was unheard of. I think now, with people in the public eye coming out and doing it, I think it's realised. I've got a good friend, Leon McKenzie. He's come out and said he's had issues with mental health, and he's actually working doing stuff like that. Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion of the world. I think it's important because when you bubble things up, it can either go two ways. You're down, and when you're down as a footballer, it's very hard to perform at the highest level. Or it comes out in another way where you end up having a row with someone, or getting yourself in trouble on the pitch, or having an altercation with someone on the training pitch. So it's better out, So it's all about who you can trust. If you've got someone in the club who you can trust and go and talk to, then it helps. And I think that's available. Obviously, when I was playing, Mark Wanders was at the club. So
he's still there.
Still Mark, isn't it?
Right, Mark. All right, son. But back in the day it was impossible. It was definitely seen as a sign of weakness, which is mad.
It's always that worry, isn't it? You think that managers find out and they're like, "Well, he's not right in his head. I ain't playing in the game." Yeah. So I guess back in the day it was more of a look, keep quiet and I'll be fine.
You don't want to give he's exactly right. You don't want to give the manager an excuse to drop you or not play you. So you kind of keep it to yourself. And but obviously you got family. If you can talk to your family and friends, but obviously you're at your place of work. If there's always someone available to talk to, then by all means, make the talk to someone at least, anyone.
And the response as well from fans, not just Fulham fans, but fans of other clubs and from pundits and other players was incredible. That must have felt reassuring, if nothing else. That was a really good feeling.
Yeah, it's just good to get people talking about it, I suppose. Wasn't doing it for any kind of sort of self gratification, but if we can help one person, it's perfect.
Fantastic. Right, we've got a bit of a Riverside Stand update now. You might have heard, I don't know if you can hear this in the background, we are currently at Craven Cottage on a Monday. In the background there's the kind of lull drone of diggers as they shift the leftovers of the Riverside Stand. The final bit came down. I think we have a video which we're going to try and play for you, that final bit at the moment of the Riverside Stand coming down. I've got to be honest, I never thought this would happen. The brand new Riverside Stand, although this is very emotional seeing it go down, there's something so exciting about the new Riverside Stand. But Sean, you were there when we first left to Loftus Road to do the initial Riverside Stand renovation, change, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And obviously came back and, nothing. So did you ever believe this would happen?
Not really, if I'm honest.
No.
There was always rumours the last 2 or 3 years it was going to get just redone, the interior was going to get done or something, or this was going to happen, and like I say, rumours again. But to see it come down...
Was it you starting them?
Yeah, no, it wasn't me starting these ones, to be honest. But listen, it's going to be great. Like, it feels a bit weird now, and it's going to take time, but when it's up, it's going to be fantastic. Obviously, you've still got the cottage there, so it's still got that feel to it, but... I'm still put my application in for the Davis Lounge, but it keeps getting knocked back.
The camera's right there. Right down the lens here, mate. Say what you
I think the owners have done a fantastic job. So they're more than welcome to put a lounge in my name. It's not a problem.
I'd like just Jaeger bombs.
Just don't see Bryan McBride coming back to the games to warrant a lounge.
Well,
so,
how often are you here?
Yeah, I'm here every game.
I see you more than I see my family.
Yeah, exactly. I've got like 5 Fulham scarves at home that I wear to each game. So promoting the club. So
respect.
Cheers, mate.
But in all seriousness, a lot of respect does have to go out to Shading Tony, our owners, who, I honestly thought, and I think a lot of fans thought, especially when we got relegated this second time, that this wasn't going to happen. And the fact that they've done it and they're still going ahead with it shows their dedication to the club, and the fact that Fulham are still going to be playing games here at Craven Cottage for the foreseeable.
Not just that, I think obviously the signings and keeping the players. You get relegated. Normally, it's like everyone's out the front door and you're scrapping around and you're buying all. And it's a totally different team. I honestly feel that the team playing now at this precise minute will probably do a better job than the team that got relegated, and that's just. The quality that we've added, the quality that we've kept. Obviously, when do you hear of a captain getting relegated and then signing a new contract?
There he is. Tom Gurney, bobblehead.
These 2 idiots.
And Mitro.
And Mitro, obviously, I think it shows a sign that they want to get back straight away. and regardless if we get back up straight away, they're still going ahead with the plans with the stadium. So they're not just here. You know, obviously it was first feared when obviously Fayed came in, and he was here for so long. Everyone feared that he was just buying it, you know, to knock this down and build flats.
Yeah.
But obviously he done a fantastic job, and then obviously it's always sceptical when new owners come in. But
of course,
you know, they're here, they're investing their money, they want to make the club great again, and hopefully that continues.
Absolutely. I want to touch as well on the fact that it's 3 stands at the moment. What's it like as a player? Because it's hard to know. For me, where I sit in the dugout, and I have no...
In the dugout?
I sit in the dugout.
Oh, nice.
Well, you're nearly always playing, mate, so you won't see me. I get to know the substitutes very well. But I sit sort of in between the 2 dugouts, and I can't hear myself on the microphone because there's obviously no speakers behind me. So for me, it's a bit of a nightmare. But what's it like as a player on the pitch, missing a stand? And it's not the first time for you. You've played to 3 stands before, haven't you?
I played 2 years at Bristol City.
Yeah.
We had the stand behind the goal gone for 1 season, and we got promoted to the champ, and then they took the stand same here behind the dugouts away.
Yeah.
It was weird, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it was weirder having the one behind the goal missing.
Yeah, I was
because
going to
they
say
put
that.
big boards,
the one
big
behind
boards.
the goal.
Yeah.
I suppose
Remember when Arsenal done that, and they had like the pictures of all the fans behind the goal?
Yeah. That's great. Well, we've sort of tried it. We've done a little version sort of thing, but
they put the pictures up, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny because the pictures have gone up. It's me and Bobby playing for Bristol City against Fulham.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, one of the pictures. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I was gonna. Oh, I have to check that. So we're actually playing Bristol City in the pictures.
Well, they've obviously CGI'd like stuff, but the game that they've used is me and Bobby playing.
Hey, but you're still the poster boy.
Well, it's in a roundabout way, yeah.
You're still on there.
Yeah, but now the stand's not down. Is it going to be the guy who normally stands in?
I don't know where. Is it Junior?
Yeah, with his
Where's
flag.
Junior
He normally stands there with his flag.
Stick him on. Yeah, I don't know. We'll stick him on one of the balconies here.
No free football for him to watch.
No, watch that. I bet he's gutted when that came down.
Sorry, Junior.
We had one like that at Bristol City.
A flag waver?
No, we had. So obviously when the end stand was gone,
there
was probably about 50 metres and then a row of houses.
Oh, okay.
And there's a geezer that used to stand on his shed
really?
and watch the games like that. They called him Shed Man.
Shed Man?
You Google it, you can see. But every game he'd stand there like that, and I think he used to wear a balaclava and big glasses, and he'd literally stand there every single game. Rain, wind, anything.
And we know he was a fan.
Yeah, fan.
Balaclava Shed Man. That's incredible.
I think they called him the East End
season
Shed Man.
ticket holder ever.
That's great. I bet it was gutted when that new stand came up. But so does it?
I think they sorted him out.
Did they?
Ticket or something. Probably a ticket.
I think we did. I think we did something. I'd like to think we did something for,
I hope
for
so,
Junior.
yeah.
Did you notice our flag waving on the stand?
Yeah.
Made a difference. So with the stand here going, does it affect the sound in the stadium much for you?
You don't really notice things like that, do you? When you're playing,
it's
only when the ball goes out of play and you actually think if there's a atmosphere going on, you're thinking, oh, this is pretty good. But when you're actually playing and focused, you don't have a clue what's going on around you.
Yeah, I think it will help that it's dark on Friday's game. You won't see the kind of the space.
I don't know whether it'll be extra windy now.
It's going to be. I mean, it's chilly anyway, especially come sort of January, February time down there. But yeah, now there's no
wind coming off the river. Might be.
I'm gonna start bringing the duvet into the dugout. That's crazy down there. Right. Okay. So now it's time for this is another feature we're going to do on our show here, and it's called Your Starting 11. And this is where we ask, I guess, 11 quick questions to get to know the man behind the boots.
You thought he was going to ask him best to start in 11 there.
No, is that what you...
Yeah, you nearly put him under pressure there.
That would worry me.
Really? Yeah. Well, we could do that instead if you like. No, these are well, basically we just want to get to know the real Joe Edward Bryan.
Joseph
Edward Bryan.
Joseph, yes.
We'll go Joseph Edward
That's why Bobby
Bryan.
calls me Seth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seth, there
and
we go.
Unfortunately, it's caught on at the training ground now. So
everyone's calling you Seth? Not feeling Seth.
No.
So you'd rather Joseph? So on the mic, do you want me to call you Joseph?
No.
So we'll sit with Joe Bryan?
Yeah, Joe. All
right, okay. So here we go. These are your starting 11. Shoe size?
8 in boots, 7.5 in trainers.
Okay. Your go-to takeaway?
Chinese.
Chinese?
Yeah.
What do you go with? Chow mein? A little bit of...
Duck. Crispy duck, pancakes.
You do a whole half duck to yourself?
A whole half duck? Or just a half duck?
You get half a duck, don't you? As in like a whole half duck? Yeah.
Or just a half duck?
Yeah, half duck.
As in do you eat the whole half duck to yourself?
I'll eat half a duck.
Not a whole half duck.
Yeah.
Oh, that went well for me. So you have a whole half duck?
A whole half duck.
Sweet. Your musical guilty pleasure?
Oh, early Justin Bieber. Early, yeah.
Like was it Baby?
Before his voice broke, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
You like a bit of that? Yeah?
Everyone else does, they just don't admit it.
What about yourself, Sean?
Oh.
A bit of early Biebs?
No, I'm a bit older than that, aren't I? So I had two older sisters. They used to kind of listen to like Whitney Houston and Rick Astley. So that's probably a guilty. That's probably a guilt. Yeah.
Like a bit of Rick.
Never going to give you up. Yeah, or a bit of Wham, maybe.
Bit of Wham?
Yeah.
Okay, no, fair enough. What's your drink of choice on a night out?
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
Or vodka lime soda.
Nice.
Soda water keeps you hydrated.
Look at that, so you don't get the hangover.
Oh, no, you do get the hangover.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually drink. I'm a professional athlete.
You do drink, right?
A little bit.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was going to say. Right, your Twitter bio, you describe yourself as a bookworm. Mm-hmm. Have you ever read 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
What's the worst book you've read then?
The worst book I've read?
Yeah, I was thinking, do I go the best book? But I'm like,
there's one called The 5 a.m. Club that I've just read that was awful. The story was...
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just completely, it was rubbish.
So we don't recommend the 5 a.m. Club?
No.
Okay.
Apologies for swearing.
It's absolutely fine. If you weren't a footballer, what would you be?
Don't know. Haven't a clue. Would have gone to uni and done something like Spanish or... I like Spanish at school.
Translator maybe? Or would you want to like maybe be a teacher, teach Spanish?
No, not teacher.
So you fluent in Spanish?
No.
Not at all?
No, I did at GCSE. But yeah, I'd have done something like that. Language.
Okay. The first football player you admired growing up?
Probably... Cristiano Ronaldo, probably.
Yeah.
Probably the first one I actually really was a fanboy over, just because of how hard he worked. I think you could always see he worked hard, and what he's kind of achieved through just hard work, dedication.
What about yourself?
Probably Maradona. I had a video of Maradona, but then obviously I love Zidane, so it's massive.
Two icons there.
Massive Zidane fan.
All right, it's the most famous person in your phone.
Tom Kearney.
Okay, we'll take Tom Kearney.
No, I don't actually know. Most famous person on my phone.
Have a think. While you're thinking, you must have a few big names in your phone. I'm not going to accept Barry Ailes.
No, Barry's not famous. Probably Crouchy.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably a big dog. Yeah, okay. He's everywhere now on the TV. He's doing a lot.
And he's got a book out as well, hasn't he?
I thought he was just going to be a golfer when he finished playing, but he can't even play that now. Yeah, he's just too busy.
Okay. I like that, Crouchy. All right.
I'd probably say Sherla.
Yeah?
Don't know if he's saved my number, but from the group chat, obviously...
You're going to text him one day, it's going to be...
Who's this?
A new phone, who dis? Yeah. If you bought a yacht, what would you call it?
I don't have a clue.
That is a good one.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
Don't know. Don't have a clue.
Maybe you could call it that. Don't have a clue. What would you call your yacht?
I'm sure my daughters would want me to name it after them, but
you're not going to.
I doubt it.
No.
Yeah, I doubt it. I don't know. Do you know, that's a good question. Maybe we can come back to that.
We'll come back to that at the end.
Yeah, it needs to be something special.
All right, what's in your pockets at the moment?
Absolutely nothing.
No, nothing at all.
No.
Well, that went well. That worked out. What about yourself? You got anything? Tell me you got something.
I'm wearing someone else's coat, so I've got some a picture of family members, which is great.
That's my wife.
A picture of my wife.
That's your wife.
And the car key,
what about your dress? That's a radiator key. This hasn't worked out well for me at all.
Radiator key.
I know. Is that
a thing? A radiator key.
Well, yeah. Well, I bleed my own radiators. Surely you've bled a radiator in your time. Yeah. Have you never bled a radiator?
25.
How many radiators do you have in your house or flat?
I've got underfloor heating.
Underfloor heating.
Yeah.
It's sickening, isn't it? How many radiators have you got?
I've got a few. Yeah, I've got a few radiators.
You've bled a radiator.
Yeah, of course I have.
Proud of you. Look at that.
Cheers.
I know. I've seen it done, but I just didn't. You're the first person I've ever seen carry on the keyring.
Yeah.
Well, it's only because I kept losing them, and I bought about 10 in my time.
You're allowed to get in the pub with that. It's kind of a dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
Is it my radiator key?
Your keys are quite...
I can't be the only one
I
out
can't
there
believe
with a
how many
radiator
keys
key.
you've got
GBH
here.
with a radiator key.
That's probably the best thing you've got, a bottle opener.
From a cracker. Yeah.
Brilliant.
There we go. Well, yeah, that went well. That for me. I remember not to lend you my my top when I asked that. Okay, who is the most vain member of the Fulham squad? Is it Tom
TC,
Kearney?
I
Is it
think,
TC?
yeah.
Or is it? How long does he take doing his hair before the game?
Oh, not a time at all. It's always perfect. He comes out of the shower, a little bit of hair dry, bang, perfect.
Really?
Doesn't spend a lot of time in front of the mirror.
No.
His barber always tells me that as well. I know his barber, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Who was the most vain member when you were playing Fulham?
At Fulham. Trying to think now. Rob Scott was quite vain. That's going way back.
It's a bit back, isn't it?
Yeah. Robbie Herrera, he had long hair.
I
always remember at Portsmouth, Pedro Mendes.
Mm.
Spend about an hour in the shower. An hour at least. Yeah, it just takes so long to get ready, doing his hair and grooming himself.
Right.
I'm in and out. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
Out of the training ground, home, gone.
So we go Tom Kearney for you. Yeah. And what do you? Just a quick couple of words on his fashion.
What are you implying there?
I'm not. I just want to know. I mean, you're a fashionable guy. You're like a nice.
I mean, I dress a bit like a student, No,
but
his fashion, a bit out there, but he can wear what he wants. To be honest, he's good at football, isn't he? Yeah, there we go. That's great. Right, so that was our final starting 11. We're going to quickly go back to your yacht. Any ideas, lads? On the bleeding radiator.
The bleeding radiator.
Bothered.
So you got bothered and the bleeding radiator. You wouldn't want to go on either of those yachts, guys.
Yeah, but if you're on it,
you wouldn't go on mine. I'm skinny. The yacht would be tiny.
Yeah, with your feet up, drinking champagne. Yeah. And then someone walks past on the side, and they look at you and you say, "Bothered."
Yeah,
bothered.
So just with a shrug.
Yeah, bothered.
Yeah, this is how I live my life.
Soz.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
Well, that's it. That's it for our Monday night Fulham Fix, our very first one. How did you guys find it?
It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure to come in here.
Lovely,
do this with you. Yeah, it's been great. Hopefully, we'll see how our performance was if you get an invite back.
Yeah.
Joe, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Really enjoyed it.
Best of luck with Friday. Hopefully, see you out there and get a big result. And best of luck with the rest of the season. Will you come back on the show?
Yes.
Please do it, man. Need a radiator in that time.
Yeah, I've got a radiator key ready. Yeah, I'll take it.
I just can't believe this is a thing that you don't recognise.
Yeah, it's a little square bit that you stick it in and you twist it. Or do you push it in?
No, you don't. You don't never push it in.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Broken many a thing before.
So you've tried that?
I've snapped the bit in the radiator. This is all good stuff, guys.
God, this is too much.
It's too much.
Well, yeah. They're all important keys. Bike lock. I actually don't know. I don't know that one either. My mum and dad's front door. My front door.
We've done that one?
Yeah, I don't know what that one is. That might be
So
another
that's
front door.
four keys so
It's a
far.
lot of keys. It's bad, isn't it? And that's my Citroen Cactus.
Yeah, lovely.
And I'm not being paid to say I drive a Citroen Cactus.
Awesome.
I actually drive a Citroen Cactus. Well, there we go. Thank you very much to our guests, Sean Davis and Joe Bryan. We're going to be back again in a couple of weeks. And for now, we're going to leave you with our highlight of the week. And this is the one and only Gentleman Jim. And it's his commentary from the Birmingham City game where he's having a little chat with a Birmingham fan. See ya.
Here's Dennis Udoy. Pushes it out towards Cavallero. Back for Dennis Udoy. Good work from him. Inside left position. Onto the right foot. He's gone for goal. Oh, it's a good effort from Dennis Udoy. We've seen him do it once or twice. You shut up yourself. Shut up.
What, the lads that walked past?
No, somebody over there. You heard me shouting when Dennis Udoy had the shot. Good run from Dennis though.
It was. I thought
We've
it was
seen
going
down,
in,
so,
Jim.
yeah.